There is no one right answer in finance. I think we tend to think of finance, and finance is taught like it's math. And in math, there's one right answer for everybody. No matter who you are or where you're from or how old you are, it's just like 2 + 2 = 4 for everybody. That's how math works. And finance is, in my view, it's not like that at all. That people who are equally smart, equally educated, equally informed can come to totally different conclusions about how to manage their money. And I think once you embrace that, it does two things. One, it makes you less cynical about other people and less judgmental about how other people are spending their money. And two, it gives you permission to just be like, what works for you? You don't have to worry about whether you're doing it quote unquote right or wrong. If it's working for you and it's making you happy, then maybe it's the right thing to do. And there are things that I do with my own money, my wife and I do with our own money, that are probably the quote unquote wrong thing to do. That if you looked at it on a spreadsheet, you would say, oh, you should be doing this differently, but it works for us and it makes us happy and it helps us sleep well at night. So therefore it's the right thing for us to do. And I think once you have that little nugget of like, nobody's crazy. People do crazy things, but everything that people do with their money makes sense to them. It works for them. And yes, there's always room for improvement, and people can be misinformed and do things that they're going to regret. And we should try to help them understand what their options are. But people do so many different things with their money. Can I give you one quick story that's in the book that I really liked? The majority of lottery tickets in the United States are purchased by the poorest Americans. The lowest decile of income earners buy the majority of lottery tickets. Now, someone like me or you might look at that and say, that's crazy. These people who can barely feed themselves are buying scratcher tickets. That makes no sense. It's not rational. I have a friend who's a financial advisor. He's successful now, but he grew up in abject poverty. He was homeless most of his childhood. And he told me a story one time that he remembers when he was a child and his refrigerator was empty and his mom had $3 to her name. And he said, look, $3 is not going to fill the refrigerator. It's not going to make a dent. But $3 will buy you 3 lottery tickets that will give you the potential to fill the refrigerator. And he said, until you can understand that mindset, you don't understand why these poor people are buying so many lottery tickets. When it's your only chance of hope of literally feeding your kids in this situation, it doesn't make sense. And so that's an extreme example, but it just shows like there's so much going on inside of people's heads, and there's no one right answer of what's the right thing to do. And I think all of us just need to find out what works for us, be a little more introspective about who we are and what we want and what our goals are, our social aspirations are, and just find a plan that works for us.